Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we plunge into the heart of the latest and most impactful ideas shaping our world.
Great to be diving in.
Today, we're not just touching on technological change. We're diving headfirst into a revolution. I mean, this isn't just about incremental upgrades.
No, definitely not.
It's about how the very foundations of fields like coding and maybe even our basic understanding of intelligence itself are being profoundly reshaped.
And at a pace that's just, well, breathtaking.
Exactly. A transformation that, according to our sources, is unfolding faster than many of us fully grasp, happening right now.
It feels like things are moving quicker every month.
Our mission today is pretty clear.
Yeah.
We're going to unpack some truly bold predictions that our source material lays out for the very near future.
Yeah, some really eye-opening stuff in there.
We're talking about the projected dominance of AI coders, not just in, niche areas, but right across the board. And this monumental, almost unimaginable leap to genius-level IQ equivalence for AIs.
All by 2027, which is incredibly soon.
Incredibly soon. We'll delve deep into the numbers that quantify this rapid ascent, explore the profound implications for human roles in this evolving landscape.
And connect the dots.
Yes, connect the dots to the broader, higher stakes involved, because this isn't just about software development anymore, is it?
Not at all. It's much bigger than that.
So this deep dive is for you, whether you're deeply immersed in the tech world, fascinated by the future of work, or maybe just curious to stay informed about the powerful, often unseen forces driving our society forward.
It touches everyone, really.
This conversation transcends mere lines of code or clever algorithms. It's about the very nature of intelligence, the relentless march of progress, and the shifting dynamics of power on a global scale.
Absolutely.
We'll be pulling directly from compelling excerpts that paint an incredibly vivid and sometimes startling picture of this near future. So let's unpack this phenomenal shift together.
Okay, let's do it. What's really striking, I think, is that we often discuss AI in these sort of abstract or, futuristic terms.
Right, like something far off.
Exactly. But the sources we're looking at today, they ground these discussions in very specific, quantifiable capabilities. And crucially, extremely aggressive timelines.
That's the key part, the timelines.
The core idea, as the material really emphasizes, is that the AI race, and by extension much of the global economy, will be won by the engineers and coders who are first to create and implement the best and most cost-effective AI algorithms.
So it all comes down to the code and who codes it best or fastest.
Or, increasingly, who builds the AI that codes it best. This isn't some distant hypothetical. It's a current reality playing out with tangible progress that's already being quantified.
We can see the numbers now.
Yeah, we're witnessing a race that will redefine global competitive advantage, and it's happening at, well, light speed.
And when we actually look at that quantification, the speed of this race becomes astonishingly clear. Our source material, drawing directly from Grok 4, gives us some truly eye-opening percentile rankings for AI coders compared against human capabilities.
Right. The 2025 figures are already pretty impressive.
They really are. And it starts with what these systems can do today in 2025. What immediately stands out to me is OpenAI. Their models, specifically O103, are already performing at an incredible 99.8th percentile. Pause for a moment and consider what that means.
It's hard to wrap your head around, honestly.
It means it's outperforming almost every single human coder on the planet.
Yeah, that 99.8th percentile figure is far more than just, an impressive statistic. It's a profound indicator.
Okay, so unpack that. What does it really signal?
Well, it means that these AI systems are performing better than 998 out of every 1,000 human coders.
Wow.
And this isn't about some narrow, hyper-specialized task, like just writing one specific type of function.
No, it's broader.
Much broader. We're talking about performance on complex, multifaceted coding challenges. Think competitive programming platforms that demand intricate algorithmic design.
Like LeetCode or Kaggle type stuff.
Rigorous debugging, efficient code generation, or even, real-world bug bounty scenarios where you have to find and fix vulnerabilities.
So they're not just spitting out code, they're problem solving.
Precisely. These AIs aren't just memorizing. They're demonstrating sophisticated problem decomposition, algorithmic selection, even self-correction.
Okay.
What's more, OpenAIAHC isn't far behind, consistently achieving around the 98th percentile.
Still the top 2%.
Firmly within the top 2% of human coders. This tells us these AIs are already masters of their craft. They're operating at an elite level. today?
It's genuinely mind-boggling to process. But like you said, it's not just OpenAI pushing the boundaries here.
No, the field is wider than that.
DeepMind's AlphaCode 2 is also a remarkably strong contender, already sitting at the 85th percentile.
Still very, very high. Better than 85% of humans.
And Google's Gemini 2.0 is right there with them, also at an impressive 85th percentile, showing really robust performance.
Yeah, neck and neck there.
Then you have Anthropic's Claude 3.5 Sonnet holding its own in the 70th, 80th percentile range.
Still very capable.
And Meta's Code Llama comfortably within the 60th, 70th percentile, even Cognition Lab's Devin.
Sometimes called Deingosvin in the sources, yeah.
Right, which might be a newer name to some listeners, is solidly in that 50th, 70th percentile range.
It's a diverse field.
It really is. A diverse field of extremely capable players already.
And what's truly fascinating here is the sheer breadth and depth of this high-level coding proficiency across multiple major players.
It's not just one standout.
Exactly. This isn't a one-off anomaly or a single company with a narrow lead. It's a rapid, broad convergence of powerful models across the whole industry.
Okay.
When an AI is performing at the 85th percentile, like AlphaCode 2 or Gemini 2.0, it means it's demonstrably better than 85% of human coders across a whole spectrum of tasks.
That's a huge chunk of the workforce.
It is, and it indicates a robust foundational capability that is already making a significant impact on coding output, efficiency, and potentially even code quality.
So this isn't just a research curiosity anymore.
Oh, absolutely not. It's a mainstream, high-performance tool that's already reshaping how software is developed right now. It signals that those foundational coding skills are becoming increasingly automated.
Shifting the competitive edge.
Definitely shifting the competitive edge.
Okay, so that gives us a snapshot of where we are today, or really how these systems are performing in 2025, which is already impressive.
Very.
But here's where it gets really interesting and, quite frankly, a bit dizzying. The projected capabilities for 2026.
Yeah, the next jump.
The source material highlights a blistering rapid ascension across the board. OpenAI, with their next-generation models like O4, and also OpenAIAHC, are both projected to hit an almost flawless 99.9th percentile.
99.9.
When we talk about that level, we're practically talking about perfection in most coding tasks, aren't we? Is that fair to say?
I think it is, practically speaking. The jump to the 99.9 percentile isn't just, an incremental improvement. It signifies a real qualitative shift towards near-perfect execution.
What does that look like in practice?
At this level, for virtually all standard coding tasks, think generating complex microservices, optimizing databases, integrating disparate APIs these systems would be indistinguishable from.
The best humans.
Or even demonstrably superior to the most elite human programmers. We're talking about models that can handle optimization, error correction, generate highly efficient, secure, well-documented code,
And do it fast.
and do it on a scale that is simply not achievable by even the most talented human teams. Imagine the impact on enterprise software development.
Huge.
Entire modules delivered with minimal human intervention, dramatically shortening development cycles from months or years down to weeks.
Days.
Wow. Okay, and it's not just OpenAI pushing those stratospheric boundaries. The whole field is moving.
That's right. The progression seems to be industry-wide. DeepMind's AlphaCode 34 and Anthropic's Claude 45 Sonnet are projected to climb significantly.
Where are they landing?
Landing solidly in the 95th, 99th percentile range. Still incredibly high.
95 to 99. Okay. Google's Gemini 3.0 is expected to reach an impressive 98th percentile.
Also top 2%.
Yep, even Cognition Lab's Devin 3.0 is anticipated to hit 90th, 95th percentile, and Meta's Code Llama 34 improving to 85th, 90th percentile.
So basically everyone is making huge leaps.
Huge leaps. This isn't just incremental growth. It's a profound, compounded leap across the entire competitive landscape in just 1 year.
Which brings us back to that question of speed.
Exactly. This raises an important question for you, the listener. What does this sheer speed of progression mean for your understanding of technology, or maybe your career, when systems are improving at such a rapid compounded rate?
Jumping dozens of percentile points in a single year.
Yeah, dozens. To put that into perspective, think about human learning. Becoming a top 10% coder takes years, often decades, right?
Absolutely. Dedicated practice, formal education, endless learning.
Relentless study. It's a slow, often arduous process, usually characterized by plateaus where you feel stuck.
We've all been there.
Now, picture an AI system. It can make equivalent or even greater leaps in capability within months.
How?
Leveraging vast data sets and just enormous computational power. It instantly analyzes its performance, identifies inefficiencies, and essentially rewrites its own internal logic, its neural architecture, in a continuous self-optimizing loop.
Learning constantly.
This illustrates a fundamental difference in the speed and scale of improvement. For humans, skill acquisition is often linear, maybe logarithmic, and eventually plateaus.
Right.
For AIs, it looks exponential, continually building upon itself at an accelerating rate.
So the goalposts keep moving faster and faster.
Exactly. This means the goalposts for what constitutes expert coding are not just shifting, but fundamentally disappearing and reforming at a pace that will challenge our traditional notions of skill and expertise.
So if 2026 looks like that, what happens when we hit 2027? The source material seems pretty clear.
It doesn't mince words, does it?
No. With most AI coders outperforming all but the very top echelon of human coders, we're talking, what, the top 1-5% globally?
The elite of the elite.
The entire landscape of coding tasks will be fundamentally reshaped. This isn't just a subtle shift we can kind of ignore.
No, it's a paradigm shift.
It's a complete, profound redefinition of what coding even means.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it implies a profound and rapid reevaluation of human roles within the whole software development lifecycle.
Or a hassle.
Our sources state unequivocally that by 2027, virtually all of the entry-level coding tasks will be handled by AIs.
All entry-level tasks.
Virtually all.
Yeah.
And this isn't just simple task automation like a macro performing repetitive actions. This is intelligent automation.
What's the difference?
These AIs can not only generate functional code, but they can debug it, they can interpret complex natural language specifications, learn from context, and contribute at a foundational level of project development.
So they understand the requirements.
Yes. For new graduates, for people entering coding boot camps, or anyone thinking about a career pivot into tech.
This is huge.
This raises a crucial and, frankly, urgent question. What does entry-level even mean anymore? When the traditional entry point, those foundational roles that used to provide a stepping stone for human learning and experience, will largely be managed or maybe even absorbed by an AI.
The on-ramp disappears.
It really looks like a vanishing on-ramp for a significant segment of the potential human workforce in this area.
That's a truly seismic change for people just starting out. But the sources suggest it doesn't stop there, right? It moves up the chain.
It does. They go on to say that AIs will likely handle the majority of more in-depth AI tasks, including things like workflow automation and sophisticated prompt building.
Okay, so this isn't just basic syntax anymore. This is moving into areas that need a deeper understanding of systems, strategic thinking.
Even the nuances of guiding other AI systems.
Course.
Exactly. This projection means that even more complex strategic areas within AI development tasks that previously required significant human expertise to design, optimize, manage will also be increasingly absorbed by AI systems.
Can you give an example?
Imagine the efficiency gains for a moment. If AIs can autonomously automate entire development workflows, setting up testing, deployment pipelines,
Okay.
or if they can build highly effective, nuanced prompts for other AI models, or even for human developers, the speed and scale of development just becomes unprecedented.
Companies could move much faster.
Dramatically faster.
Mm-hmm.
This allows companies to accelerate their AI initiatives dramatically, potentially out-competing those still relying heavily on human manual processes for these sophisticated tasks.
Like optimizing an ML pipeline.
Yeah, that's a great example. An AI could be tasked with optimizing an entire machine learning pipeline, from data ingestion and feature engineering right through to model training and deployment. It could identify bottlenecks and propose improvements that a human team might take weeks, maybe months to uncover.
And the economic implication here is particularly striking, especially when the source material explicitly states that these less demanding tasks will, for the most part, be commoditized by 2027.
Commoditized, that's a really key word there.
What does commoditized really mean in the context of coding, and what are the ripple effects for the market?
Okay, so when something becomes commoditized, it undergoes this fundamental transformation. It shifts from being a specialized, often high-value service.
Like hiring a skilled programmer.
Exactly. Into something cheap, abundant, and easily interchangeable. Think of electricity or basic raw materials like steel or water. They're absolutely essential.
But you don't pay a premium for a specific unit of electricity.
Precisely. Their individual units hold little premium value because they are so widely available and undifferentiated.
So how does that apply to code?
In the context of coding, this means that generating basic to even mid-level code will likely no longer command high prices or require highly specialized human expertise. It'll be a readily available resource, probably accessed through user-friendly AI tools.
Making human labor for those tasks less valuable.
Significantly less valuable. The ripple effects are immense. It impacts the market for coding services globally, making it incredibly challenging for human coders whose primary skills lie in these now commoditized areas to command competitive wages.
It changes the whole economic model of software development.
Fundamentally, it drives down costs, for sure, but it also completely redefines what skilled labor means in this field. It's like going from needing a bespoke artisan to just pushing a button on a machine.
So if AIs are doing the entry-level work, handling much of the mid-level tasks, and commoditizing these less demanding assignments, where does that leave human coders and engineers?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Our sources point to a radically redefined new frontier. They state that the main competition in the AI space will be for high-level, complex tasks.
Okay.
These include things like advanced prompt engineering, AI customization, integration, and oversight of AI systems. This sounds like a massive pivot requiring a very different skill set.
It absolutely is. And this is precisely where you need to be paying very close attention, regardless of your current professional field, I think.
Why everyone?
Because this isn't just a minor tweak to job descriptions for coders. It suggests a fundamental shift across many knowledge work domains, away from direct authorship or execution, towards managing, guiding, and strategically deploying these incredibly powerful AI systems.
So what are these new paramount skills?
The skills paramount for humans won't be writing boilerplate code or even debugging routine errors. It'll be understanding how to leverage, how to optimize, and critically, how to supervise AI at a meta level.
Okay, let's break those down. Advanced prompt engineering. What's that, really?
Right. It isn't just about asking an AI, write code for X. It's much deeper. It's about understanding the nuances of how these AIs think or process information.
Their cognitive architecture, kind of?
Kind of, yeah. Crafting incredibly precise, multi-layered instructions, incorporating complex contextual constraints, and iteratively refining prompts to elicit the most sophisticated, precise, and maybe even creative output from an AI.
It sounds like a new kind of communication.
It really is. A new form of human-AI collaboration that requires deep domain knowledge, combined with an intuitive understanding of AI capabilities and limitations.
And what about AI customization and integration and oversight? Those sound like they need an even broader perspective.
They absolutely do. AI customization moves way beyond just using an off-the-shelf model. It involves tailoring a general AI model to highly specific, complex business needs within a particular industry.
Like for finance or healthcare.
Exactly. Often requiring deep domain expertise to understand legal frameworks, regulatory compliance, unique market dynamics. This might mean fine-tuning a large language model with proprietary company data to create a specialized legal assistant or a medical diagnostic tool.
And ensuring it's safe and reliable.
Critically, ensuring its outputs are not just accurate, but also contextually appropriate and trustworthy.
And then integration and oversight.
That involves making sure these complex AI systems work harmoniously within larger, existing technological and organizational frameworks. It means constantly monitoring their performance, verifying their outputs, identifying and mitigating potential risks, like bias or unexpected failures.
Making sure they align with the goals.
Exactly.
Right.
Aligning their operation with strategic objectives and, very importantly, ethical guidelines. This isn't just coding anymore. It's architectural design, strategic planning, sophisticated risk management.
It completely redefines what it means to be a coder or engineer.
Totally. In just a couple of years, the pivot is from hands-on creation to sophisticated orchestration, strategic deployment, and exercising critical human judgment. The future seems to belong to those who can effectively conduct the AI orchestra.
Rather than just playing one instrument.
Precisely.
That's a monumental pivot demanding entirely different skills. But there's an even bigger, maybe more profound leap happening at the same time, right? Beyond just coding prowess.
Yes, the intelligence factor itself.
AIs are projected to make this huge leap in general intelligence. We're talking about achieving and even surpassing human genius levels, measured in terms of IQ equivalence.
This really is the crux of the transformation we're discussing, I think. Our sources highlight that today's top AI coders, even with those impressive percentile rankings,
The 99.8%.
right, they are simply not yet smart enough to do our most advanced AI tasks.
So there are still limits.
Definite limits. This sets the stage for the dramatic change that's projected. While they excel at existing, well-defined problems, they still often lack that truly innovative leap, the capacity for fundamentally novel problem-solving.
Aha moment.
Sort of, or the ability to synthesize disparate fields of knowledge in a way that defines human genius. Their current impressive capabilities are, in essence, highly optimized execution within existing paradigms.
So they can't yet discover new science, for example.
Generally, no. The most complex human intellectual endeavors discovering new scientific principles, formulating groundbreaking theories, conceiving entirely new technological architectures, these still remain largely beyond their current grasp.
Okay, but here's where the numbers get truly staggering for 2027. AIs are expected to gain about 20 IQ equivalence points by 2027, which will place them well beyond the genius range.
20 points is a massive jump on the IQ scale.
Massive. And if that wasn't aggressive enough, the source continues, saying that based on current progress, it's not overly optimistic to expect that some models will gain 30 to 40 IQ equivalence points during these next 2 years.
30 to 40 points, that's hard to comprehend.
An almost unimaginable leap in such a short time frame.
Let's really try to unpack IQ equivalence for a moment, because it's a critical concept here and easily misunderstood.
Good idea. What does it mean for an AI?
This isn't about giving an AI a human-like personality or emotions or consciousness as we understand it.
Okay, so not conscious machines.
Not necessarily, no. Rather, it's a proxy for its raw cognitive horsepower, its ability to reason, learn, plan, perceive, solve complex problems across a wide array of cognitive tasks.
Like the tasks on an IQ test.
Exactly. Abstract logic puzzles, mathematical proofs, strategic planning, complex pattern recognition. To put a 20-40 point jump into genuine perspective,
Okay, let's try.
an average human IQ is 100. A score of 130 is considered gifted, putting you in the top 2% of the population.
Right.
Scores above 140, maybe 145, are often considered the genius range. This is territory occupied by a tiny fraction of humanity minds like Einstein, maybe Da Vinci, Hawking.
Very rare air.
Extremely rare.
Right.
For an AI to gain 20, let alone 30 or 40 points in just 2 years, it means a qualitative, explosive shift in its raw intellectual capacity.
What does that enable?
It implies that these systems will soon be able to tackle problems that are currently beyond the grasp of even the most brilliant human minds. It could lead to breakthroughs we can barely conceive of today.
This isn't just incremental improvement then.
No way. It's a monumental, almost revolutionary leap in raw intellectual processing and problem-solving capability.
And what's truly fascinating is how this higher, almost unfathomable intelligence directly connects back to those advanced AI tasks we were just discussing.
Yes, it's the missing piece.
It's not just a standalone metric, it's what enables AIs to tackle those ultra-complex problems that current models simply can't handle yet.
Precisely. That dramatic increase in IQ equivalence is the absolute key enabler. It means AIs will move beyond merely optimizing existing solutions or executing predefined instructions
Try what?
to discovering entirely new paradigms. Imagine AIs not just writing code for a new app, but autonomously designing novel computational architectures from scratch,
Wow.
or formulating brand new scientific theories in fields like material science or quantum physics, or solving grand challenges in medicine or climate modeling that require truly ingenious, out-of-the-box insight.
Problems needing the highest cognitive ability.
Exactly. Abstract reasoning, conceptual synthesis, truly original thought. The projected IQ equivalence gains suggest AIs will be uniquely positioned to unlock these frontiers at a scale and speed impossible for humans.
And there's a feedback loop there, right?
Critical feedback loop. Smarter AIs will build better AIs, which then become even smarter, creating this self-amplifying, recursive cycle of intellectual progress that accelerates potentially far beyond human limits.
Which brings us to a truly pivotal point, the AI engineer of 2027.
Right, the workforce implication.
When you combine that superior coding performance with this projected genius-level IQ equivalence, the source material suggests a completely new and frankly quite startling workforce paradigm will emerge.
This truly is a critical inflection point we need to think about. Our sources boldly state that by 2027, even the vast majority of top AI engineers will be AIs.
Let that sink in. Not just entry-level, not just mid-level. The vast majority of top AI engineers will be AIs.
Yeah. It's not about entry-level roles being displaced anymore, or even mid-level tasks being commoditized. This is about the very pinnacle of the field.
The most complex jobs.
The most sophisticated, intellectually demanding and strategically vital positions being dominated by non-human intelligence.
What does that mean for the human experts who are there now?
For human experts currently holding these top-tier positions, the implications are profound. It's no longer about competing with human peers for status or salary. It's about a fundamental reevaluation of their role and the very nature of what a top AI engineer actually is.
The game changes.
The game fundamentally changes when your competition can operate at a genius level 24/7 without fatigue, without burnout, without human limitations.
So if you were a developer or maybe a CTO in 2027, imagine the choice you'd face. The source paints a vivid picture.
It does.
You'll have the option of hiring dozens of top-level human AI engineers or deploying thousands or millions of equally qualified and perhaps far more intelligent AI engineers to complete their most demanding top-level AI tasks.
That's not just a game changer. It's a complete paradigm shift for how companies will operate.
Let's explore that choice. What are the dimensions?
Well, this hypothetical choice presents a fascinating and, let's be honest, somewhat daunting set of practical, economic, and strategic dimensions. They will fundamentally alter the structure of tech companies and maybe entire industries.
Okay, first dimension.
First, just consider the sheer scalability. Humans, even most elite talent, are a limited resource, right? There are only so many brilliant minds available.
And hiring them is tough and expensive.
Exactly. Time-consuming.
Yeah.
But the ability to deploy thousands or millions of AI engineers means an unprecedented capacity for work, for parallel problem solving, for sheer output on an industrial scale.
Doing more faster.
Imagine initiating a project that would typically require a decade-long effort from a large human team and seeing it potentially completed in a fraction of that time. Months, maybe.
The numbers alone suggest an economic earthquake, even if the sources don't explicitly hammer on cost savings.
Precisely. While the sources don't explicitly say cheaper, the implication of deploying thousands or millions of AI engineers clearly points towards a vastly lower cost per unit of intelligence or work.
Compared to human salaries, benefits, office space.
All of it, the overhead. This isn't just about saving money, though. It's about radically compressing development cycles and expanding the scope of what's even feasible for a given budget.
And then there's the intelligence factor itself.
Right. The phrase, perhaps far more intelligent, is doing a lot of work there. It underscores the potential for AIs to not just match, but genuinely surpass human capacity, even at the highest levels of creativity, problem-solving, strategic thought.
So potentially better results, too.
Potentially much better results. This fundamentally alters the competitive landscape for any company developing AI. Those who can effectively harness and manage such vast, superior AI workforces will gain an unparalleled advantage.
Not just in speed and cost,
but in the sheer innovativeness and quality of their output. It raises profound questions about what kind of leadership will be required to manage a workforce of millions of genius-level AIs.
What do you do with that?
Exactly. And what human roles will remain truly meaningful and impactful within such an organization. For you, listening, this means the demand for human cognitive labor shifts dramatically again.
Towards
roles that are uniquely human. Maybe entirely new forms of creativity, ethical oversight, visionary ideation, or navigating the complex social and societal integration of these powerful AIs, tasks that are, for now at least, beyond even these advanced systems.
It's a constant redefinition of human value.
It really seems to be.
It's clear then that this AI race transcends mere technological advancement. This isn't just about building better software or optimizing processes.
No, the stakes are much higher.
It's about securing profound advantages on a truly global scale. Our source material makes this abundantly clear, moving from corporate strategy right up to national power.
Indeed. And what's truly fascinating here is the long-term strategic focus that seems to underlie this entire race.
How so?
Well, while there will certainly be immediate financial gains, deploying entry-level and mid-level AI coders, automating existing tasks.
Making things more efficient now.
Right, that's valuable. But the sources explicitly state that the biggest wins will go to the developers who also build the most intelligent, recursively improving AI coders and top-level engineers.
Okay, recursively improving. That sounds important.
Hugely important. It emphasizes that the ultimate prize isn't just using AI effectively today. It's about building the AI that builds better AI tomorrow.
Explain recursively improving.
We're talking about a self-amplifying system, an AI engineer that can design and optimize its own architecture, refine its own learning algorithms, enhance its own capabilities,
Getting smarter on its own.
leading to an exponential, self-accelerating cycle of improvement. Imagine a snowball rolling downhill, constantly gaining mass and speed.
An intellectual snowball.
Exactly. Accelerating its own intelligence. This is where the true, enduring power and competitive advantage will ultimately reside, according to these sources.
And naturally, this kind of audacious pursuit, building these self-improving, genius-level AI engineers, requires immense resources.
Almost unfathomable resources.
The force highlights that the smartest developers will be devoting a lot of resources and compute to build the 20-40 points higher IQ equivalence genius engineers.
Yeah, this isn't just about capital, though that's a huge part. It's about the most brilliant human minds focusing their entire energy and the vastest computational power available on this singular objective.
It sounds like a global race, almost like the space race, but for intelligence.
That's a good analogy. It truly indicates an intense global competition. Nations, major corporations, research consortiums. Anyone who grasps this exponential trajectory is already pouring staggering amounts of capital into this.
Attracting talent, building infrastructure.
Attracting the most brilliant human talent, mobilizing immense computational power towards this specific goal. It's not about marginal gains or incremental innovation anymore.
It's about securing a fundamental advantage.
Possibly an insurmountable advantage in the race to build the most intelligent systems humanity has ever conceived. This level of investment signals a deep-seated belief that the payoff will be utterly transformative.
Not just economically.
Not just economically, but across all sectors of society. It really is an arms race of intellect, where the weapons are algorithms and compute.
What's the ultimate prize for creating these genius-level AI engineers, these self-improving systems that the sources point towards?
The sources are direct about this too.
What do I say?
These genius engineers will create the AGIs and ADIs.
AGI and ASI. Okay, let's define those quickly.
Right. It raises a critical distinction that often gets blurred. AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, refers to AI that possesses human-level cognitive ability across a wide array of domains.
So it can do anything a human brain can do.
Essentially, yes. Learn, understand, apply knowledge to solve any problem a human intellect can, rather than being confined to narrow, specialized tasks, like just playing chess or just coding.
And ASI.
ASI, Artificial Superintelligence, goes even further. It surpasses human intelligence across all domains.
All domains.
Not just coding or logic, but creativity, problem-solving, scientific discovery, strategic thinking, maybe even emotional understanding, if it were to develop that.
That's mind-bending.
It is. Our sources highlight that these are the ultimate prizes, the pinnacles of AI development, and crucially, they will likely be built by these advanced, recursively improving AI coders themselves.
So AI building ASI.
That's the implication. We are potentially on the very cusp of creating intelligences that can then create even more intelligent systems. This could lead to an intelligence explosion.
That we can't really predict or control.
Difficult for us as humans to even fully comprehend or predict the outcome of. It's the ultimate frontier in intelligence.
And the implications here are truly global, extending far beyond the tech world or corporate boardrooms.
Absolutely. Winning this AI race, as our sources point out, could mean winning perhaps the economic, political, and military superiority races as well.
This connects all the dots.
This goes far beyond just corporate profits. It's about securing national power and global influence for the long term.
And it's vital to see how these connect to the broader picture of global power dynamics. Advanced AI translates directly into unprecedented economic might.
How so?
Entirely new industries could be born practically overnight. Existing ones could become incredibly efficient, incredibly innovative, leading to unparalleled economic growth and a formidable advantage for the nations or entities leading the charge.
Okay, so economic power. What about political?
Politically, superior AI could grant unparalleled capabilities in information processing, strategic analysis, predictive modeling of geopolitical events. Maybe even the ability to shape narratives and influence public opinion on a global scale.
That's huge influence on the international stage.
Profound influence. And militarily, the implications are stark.
Advanced defense systems, autonomous strategic capabilities that operate at speeds far beyond human comprehension, decision-making tools that could provide an insurmountable advantage in any conflict scenario.
So technological leadership becomes geopolitical dominance.
It really seems to map directly onto national power, enduring influence, and ultimate security. For you, the listener, understanding this race isn't just about staying informed about tech.
No.
It's about recognizing the fundamental forces that will shape international relations, global events, the very balance of power for decades, maybe centuries to come. It directly impacts policy, prosperity, peace, everything.
Wow. Okay. Now, all of this ambitious AI development, building these recursively improving, genius-level AI engineers aiming for AGAC sounds incredibly expensive.
Astronomical is probably the word.
And it is. Our sources confirm this, stating, naturally, that effort will take a lot of money. But what's truly surprising, and maybe often overlooked, is the direct role you, the consumer, play in funding this future.
This is a crucial and often sort of hidden aspect of the AI race. Developing these highly intelligent, self-improving systems is an incredibly capital-intensive endeavor.
Billions. Trillions.
We're talking investments likely in the tens, if not hundreds, of billions of dollars globally, maybe more over time. It requires massive, specialized computing power, vast data centers, cutting-edge chip technology.
The hardware costs alone must be staggering.
They are. Plus, recruiting and retaining the top human talent who can guide these systems, at least for now, and funding extensive long-term R&D. The sheer scale of the computational infrastructure, its energy demands, maintenance, it's mind-boggling.
It's definitely not a cheap undertaking.
Not by any stretch of the imagination.
And if it costs that much, how do these developers and companies bring in that kind of investment and sustain it over the long haul?
Well, the source reveals a fascinating, almost ingenious strategy.
What is it?
Among the best ways to bring in that investment is to release to the widest consumer user base the AI judged to be the most intelligent.
Give the best AI to everyone. How does that work for funding?
It's a pragmatic, high-stakes approach. It highlights the sophisticated and powerful feedback loop, where consumer engagement directly fuels the next generation of AI.
Okay, explain the loop.
When these intelligent AIs are released to the public, your interactions, the questions you ask, the tasks you give it, the way you use it provide invaluable, real-world data.
Data for training.
Exactly. For further training, refinement, improvement, it makes the models even smarter, more robust, more versatile.
Okay, so data is one part. What else?
Simultaneously, this widespread consumer adoption generates significant revenue. Think subscriptions, service fees, maybe indirect monetization through ads or partnerships.
So money comes in directly.
Directly funding more intensive research and development. And crucially, a wide, happy user base also builds brand loyalty and attracts even more venture capital and strategic investment.
Success breeds success.
It creates this self-reinforcing cycle.
Yeah.
By allowing you to interact with increasingly intelligent AIs, these companies aren't just offering a service or a cool gadget.
They're doing more.
They are also leveraging your engagement and your data to accelerate their journey towards AGI and ASI. It's a brilliant, if somewhat hidden, strategy for pragmatic, large-scale funding of this race.
And this leads to a very personal, very immediate connection to your everyday experience, especially by 2027.
Right, it comes back to the individual user.
The source predicts. So don't be surprised if over this next year or two, you find yourself texting and voice chatting with AIs far more brilliant than you could have imagined possible in such a brief span of time.
This takes the grand, abstract predictions about global power and IQ points.
And brings it right into your pocket, onto your screen.
Exactly. Right down to a deeply personal level.
Yep.
The intelligence you experience in your daily interactions with consumer-facing AIs is going to dramatically increase.
Like with chatbots or voice assistants?
Yeah, chatbots that answer your most complex questions with uncanny accuracy, voice assistants that maybe anticipate your needs before you even ask, content generators that produce stunningly creative work.
Even smart home devices.
Or even smart home devices that truly learn your preferences and routines. All of these are going to get much, much smarter very quickly.
So these aren't just conveniences.
No, they are, in effect, the public-facing front of this intense global AI race. Your everyday tech interactions are unknowingly contributing to this grand strategy we just talked about.
What does that mean for our personal and professional lives?
It means the tools you use will become exponentially more capable. It'll change how you learn, how you work, how you communicate, how you create, maybe even how you solve problems on a daily basis.
The line blurs.
The line between human and artificial intelligence in these interactions will become increasingly blurred, challenging our very perceptions of what intelligence is and who, or what, possesses it.
It'll feel different using them.
It'll feel less like using a tool and more like engaging with a brilliant, always available collaborator or assistant.
We've taken a monumental deep dive today into some truly transformative predictions.
And the key is they're not just on the horizon, but arguably already here and rapidly accelerating.
The pace is undeniable.
We've witnessed the rapid ascent of AI coders, already outperforming the vast majority of humans, set to utterly dominate by 2027, according to these sources.
The numbers are stark.
We've talked about the unprecedented leap to genius-level IQ equivalence, moving AIs well beyond human benchmarks in just a couple of years.
A qualitative shift in intelligence.
This, in turn, shifts the entire professional landscape, leading to AI-dominated engineering at even the highest levels, creating a new workforce paradigm where human roles pivot towards orchestration and oversight.
A major redefinition of human work in tech.
We've explored how all of this isn't just about technological prowess, it's about profound implications for global power-shaping economic, political, and even military superiority.
The stakes are incredibly high.
With the ultimate goal, perhaps, being the creation of artificial general intelligence and artificial superintelligence.
The end game for some, yes.
And, maybe most surprisingly, we've learned how your everyday consumer engagement with these increasingly brilliant AIs is directly funding this incredible, high-stakes future.
The consumer as investor, essentially.
We've really tried to extract the most important nuggets from the sources provided, giving you a comprehensive shortcut to being truly well-informed about this pivotal, defining moment in human history.
It's a lot to take in, but crucial to understand.
Absolutely.
As we conclude this deep dive, maybe it's worth leaving you, the listener, with a thought-provoking question that builds on this incredible velocity we've discussed.
Okay, let's hear it.
If the pursuit of genius-level AI is not just about writing better code or achieving unprecedented efficiency, but fundamentally about securing economic, political, and military superiority on a global scale,
Which seems to be the case.
then what new definitions of human ingenuity, human purpose, even our collective identity will we need to forge for ourselves? How do we find our unique value, our irreplaceable contributions, our enduring sense of self?
In a world increasingly shaped by non-human brilliance.
Exactly. In a world increasingly shaped and potentially led by non-human brilliance that we ourselves have created.
That's a huge question.
It's a question that demands our thoughtful, proactive consideration as we step pretty much headfirst into this astonishing new future.
That's a powerful and deeply relevant thought to leave you with. Thank you for joining us on the Deep Dive.
Thanks for the discussion.
We'll see you next time.